bardziej w indyjskim wydaniu, ale tak jak my też mamy różne swoje akcenty, więc wsłuchamy się i całe 40 minut dla Was. Over to you, sister.
Good afternoon to you all. I will speak slowly in English. I'm sure that you also will be able to follow. English is not my mother tongue. I also learned English from the school, so I don't speak perfectly English. But somehow I hope I will be able to communicate to you. So as father has introduced me, I'm Sister Bushila, and you can guess me from where I am.
Somewhere from Asia?
Yes, I'm from Asia. No idea, okay. So, many people, wherever I come across people say you're from Vietnam, you're from China, you're from Korea, you're from Japan, but none of them say I'm from India. It's because wherever you have come across people Indian with a different face, I mean, quite different from me. So nobody thought I'm from India, but I'm from India, purely from India. And I came from the northeastern part of India, so in north state, and 3 million people we have. This is the place where I come. We have 32 tribes. So, and we have 32 language. So that is about where I come. So as today I came here to share about my vocation, about my religious life. I'm just a simple sister. I'm not someone who travels around the world as a missionary, but I'm just a simple sister. Lives in the community. I do what I'm interested to do. So I'm already 7 years. This is my 7th year in the. When I was born and brought up from the Protestant family, not a Catholic family. But at the age of 12, very surprisingly, I got a baptism in the Catholic Church. So that was how I became a Catholic. And the desire why I wanted to become a Catholic was, whenever there is a vacation, I used to go to my grandparents. That is my mother's family. So we have a close relationship among the family. So my mother was a Catholic, but once when she got married to my father, naturally she has to become a Protestant because we follow the husband. So we have to follow. That is the culture where we are brought up. So my mother became a Protestant, and then whole family is a Protestant till today. So when I wanted to become a Catholic, one thing that the most attracted me to the Catholic Church was that whenever I go for vacation to my grandparents, I used to pray together. So I used to be there, and I learned before I became a Catholic the prayers like Angelus, 10 Commandments, and then Rosary. So I learned from my grandparents and from people who pray together. And once I came across that a priest who came for celebrating the Holy Eucharist, he prepared himself for the confession, and people were preparing to go for the confession. All this I was observing because I had never seen these things in the Protestant church, in my church. So I was wondering what it could be, and I was very. I wanted to know what is behind of all that, the truth of that. And then I was just at the back of the bench, and I was just watching what is happening. And after all confession, Mass was going on. So what in Catholic Church when we say the Lord be with you, time for sleep, getting up for that. And we don't have in the Protestant church. I thought, what kind of is this? Sitting and getting up, sitting and getting up. I have no idea. And then once when Father said, "This is my body, take it." And I wondered, is it really really it struck me. I really had a desire to know whether it is really, how can be the piece of white wafer can be a real body of Jesus. So it remained in my mind. So this question was going on. And then when people go for confession, I have no idea what are they doing. So I asked to my grandfather, what do you go and say to the man? And then my grandfather said, about the confession, the effects of confession and the blessing, graces that all that through the confession they received. And then I was having a desire, I also want to receive. I said to my grandfather, is it really Jesus present in the white wafer? My grandfather said, yes. I said, but I don't see. I expected to see at least the face of Jesus in that white wafer. My grandpa said, you will see through faith. I understand nothing. And then, but I was having a desire to receive. I said, really, if it is really, I also want to receive Jesus, that what you are receiving. So with that desire, I was in the school. So I went back to the school. I studied in a Catholic school. Though I was a Protestant, I got an opportunity to study in the Catholic school. Because the standard of the Catholic school is, the quality is good, though it is, we have to pay a more, but it is good, very worthwhile. We have a bright future. So when second time when I went back for vacation to my, that was not to my grandparents, but to my house, to my family. Excuse me.
Let me just say one thing. Maybe we could explain to the students the difference between the Catholic and the Protestant Church, how we understand in both churches the presence of the Lord in the Eucharist. Po polsku czy po angielsku? Jak to się mówi? In English. Okay. In the Protestant Church, the presence of Jesus in this white bread during the Eucharist is understood as symbolic, through symbol. In the Catholic Church, it is real. So Jesus is really in this white bread during the Eucharist. So this is the huge difference in understanding what's happening in the Eucharist. So when Sister was saying why I don't see anything there, so because she was brought up this way to understand that this is in the symbolic way rather than this is real. And as the grandfather said, you will see it through your faith. Zobaczysz to przez swoją wiarę. Swojej twarzy Jezusa w tej galerii. So you will see the face of Jesus through your faith. To tak, żebyście też rozumieli tę różnicę między kościołem protestanckim a katolickim. My rozumiemy jako realne ciało Chrystusa, kiedy komunię przyjmujemy, a protestanci rozumieją w symboliczny sposób. To jest potężna różnica. Jeszcze kiedyś o tym pogadam.
So my own family, to my house, I said to my dad, so we were having supper, I said, Papa, I want to receive a baptism. And my father said, my dad said, he said, you are not yet 18. It is not your time. Because in our church, we have a baptism, we receive a baptism when we reach the age of 18. We know that we are not prohibited. And then I said, I did not look at him because I feared to look at him. And then I said, in the Catholic Church, and he said, no, with the big voice he said. And then I started to cry without a word. I was very generous in crying, in shedding tears. I was very generous. So without saying, I could not eat food, but a lot of tear was going on shedding. And my father said, now eat. First you eat food and we talk about it. And then I ate my food. And after that, my dad said, you are not going to be a Catholic. Because you know our family, our family is very strongly united with the church, and then I have an uncle, my father's father's own brother. He's a deacon in the church. So all this influence, once if I split from the family, go to another denomination, the family is going to be like a split and it will be no problem. So my father said, no, you're not going to become a Catholic. And then I went to I spoke with my grandfather. So my grandfather said, if she wants, why can't when she grew up, who knows, she might get married with a Muslim man or with a Hindu man or with any other. So you can't say that you cannot go because it is other religion. She's not a boy, and if it is boy, because for boys we have very priority for the family because they are the one who is going to carry on the generation of family. So since she's a girl, let her if she wants. So finally, with my word of my grandfather, my father said, okay. So, and then I got a baptism, where parish where my grandfather was. Yeah, I got a baptism. And then when I went back to the school, I was in the hostel because the place where I studied is very far from my place. Like it's like 1 day journey. So I was in the school. It is run by missionaries. So one day it happened that while I was passing, I saw a flower, poppy flower. I think here it is very common, a red flower. That the seed is used for the
Maki. Poppy flower.